Ahmet Kargi is the owner of a funeral service and has seen a number of burials recently. He joins us now from a cemetery in Long Island. Thank you for joining us on the program. You must be seeing absolutely heartbreaking scenes for the families
Thank you for having me.
for the families who are having to deal with unusual circumstances, even for a death in the family. Can you give us some examples of how coronavirus is affecting those who've lost loved ones?
It's totally an unprecedented situation, and it's a situation where even as a funeral homeowner or being a funeral service worker, it's unfathomable what's going on because of the way that the virus is ravaging through communities and families. I've recently lost one of my childhood friend's sisters last week, and both of her parents were infected from the virus, and unfortunately lost her mother today also. So it's a hellish, nightmarish scenario as far as trying to console families that can't have a traditional sense of closure as we would have for a normal Islamic Muslim burial, with congregating at the mosque and prayers and so on and so forth, and then after the burial, of course, well, even before then, to do the wash with the families and the ghusl, and it's just none of that is there anymore. Nothing from it's hard to even imagine what we're going through right now, because it's basically a phone call. We pick up, we bring to our funeral home. We don't even open the body bags. We do what's called a tayammum, abdest. We make intention to Allah and do it with dirt. And then we seal the casket in a metal casket for safety concerns, for the family, for us, for everybody. And then we meet at the cemetery. There's nothing really traditional about the funerals that we're doing anymore. It's very, very sad.
At your funeral home, are you seeing a big increase in cases? And what are some of the challenges that you're facing?
The challenges are mostly the cemeteries. The cemeteries that we use mostly, there aren't exclusively Muslim cemeteries. So the cemeteries that we use in the tri-state area have Muslim sections, and these cemeteries, they accommodate us under normal circumstances for following day burials, but the cemeteries are so backlogged that when we tried to put in a burial order for today, when we called them yesterday, the earliest time that they were able to give us is Saturday. And as you know, according to Islamic religion, we try to do it as soon as possible, same day or at the latest the next day. So for me to have to break it to families that, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to bury your loved one for 5 days or 6 days, it's very stressful. It's hard for them to understand also. But thank God most of the families are understanding, and they realize what kind of a world we're living in now. So they're very understanding, but it doesn't take away from the aggravation behind it.
Yeah, it is certainly absolutely heartbreaking, and many of us don't understand, but many of us do, who have experienced loved ones who have died from coronavirus. Thank you so much, Ahmet Kargi, for joining us today.